Hey everybody, family, friends, and YouTube. It's Mila and I'm back, and welcome to weeks 37 and 38. I'm going to go ahead and combine these weeks because, I was late doing week 37 and I would be doing 38 in a couple days. But before I jump into those two, I'm going to go back to week 36 really fast. I had asked a question, and I think it was like week 35 or so that I said I was going to ask at my labor and delivery class, and that was, who is in the delivery room with you? Because from what I've seen, it just seems like there's a plethora of people in there, and I just don't want a plethora of people looking all up in my insides and stuff. So anyway, not the doctor, but the instructor in the class, she said that typically that there are only 4 people in there besides, the 2 that you want in there, which is, you and your partner or whatever. And so she said the doctor, of course, is in there, and then she said typically it's 3 nurses in there. And one nurse is there to kind of keep an eye on the vitals of, your vitals. And another nurse acts as like a coach, like a birthing coach, and like a assistant to the doctor. And then the third nurse actually takes the baby when the baby comes out. So there should only really be like 3 nurses, a doctor, and then you and your partner, husband, whatever, and whoever else you want in there. I think they allow 2 people. I don't know. At my hospital, I don't know. But anyway, I just want to answer that question because I never answered it before. So there you go. All right, so let's jump into weeks 37 and 38. Week 37, as far as the baby is considered full term. Yay! And according to babycenter.com, she weighs 6 1/3 pounds, which is the size of a Swiss chard. Or did they say the length of a Swiss chard? Maybe the length of a Swiss chard. I think they're like 19 inches, 19 and something inches. So anyway, a Swiss chard is basically like a leafy green, long leafy green. I don't think I've ever had one, but anyway. So yeah, that's the baby. My symptoms for last week, I still had indigestion. Last week I started finally getting Braxton Hicks as to where I could feel them more regularly. So it's kind of weird. Those of you that don't know what Braxton Hicks are, I've never felt them or whatever. It's just a tightening of the uterus. So every once in a while I'll be sitting here and my uterus will just tighten, and it'll feel like a like a hard basketball. And you can actually feel like your muscles tightening. It's kind of like you're doing a crunch, before you got pregnant. Your stomach really feels like that hard. And it's not all over, it's just like, it's hard like right in the front right here. So not necessarily on the side. So I'm having a lot of those, and they last like a minute and a half. And they come and go like every 10 minutes or so. And then they're just, they're not regular. So I may feel them like every 10 minutes for, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes. And then I won't feel them again for like a couple hours later or something like that. So anyway, that's what was going on last week in week 37. Also, week 37, I had my regular weekly doctor's appointment on Wednesday. And so I went in, and what they had me do this time is I signed consent forms for the hospital. And I signed a consent form for them to give me blood if I need it. I had to sign off on that. I signed a consent form if I wanted to donate my placenta to a medical university or have it thrown away. And I just said, yeah, donate it. Why not? I don't know. I don't know. I don't see any reason not to donate it. So anyway, yeah, I just had it donated. And the third form was to acknowledge a vaginal birth and C-section only if medically necessary. So I had to sign off on that as well. And also my test for my strep B came back, and it came back okay. So I don't have to worry about that. So that's all good. Then she checked my frontal height, and it was, what was it? 30? I don't know what it was. I have no idea. But then she checked the baby's heartbeat, and she started listening to her heartbeat like for an extra long time. And she said that the heart rate was around 120. And I was like, whoa. She was like, yeah, that's kind of low, because typically my baby's heart rate has been at like 140, 150. And so she was like, well, you know, let's do a quick sonogram and see what's going on. So I did a sonogram. I wasn't nervous or anything, because, you know, I knew my baby, you know, I felt my baby moving and stuff. So, but it was just kind of, you know, kind of weird. But anyway, so I did a sonogram. They did a sonogram and checked the baby, and the baby, she, you know, she would move like just a little bit, like not a whole lot, not to where they liked it, not to their liking or whatever. So, but they said that when she moved, her heart rate decreased. And typically babies in the womb, when they move, you know, around, their heart rate increases. And so when my baby was moving, her heart rate decreased. So because of that, they sent me to the hospital. So yes, I went to the hospital, and my doctor just wanted me to get monitored for a couple of hours to, you know, check the baby and make sure that she's okay, that she was okay. Before I went to the hospital, my doctor told me that she checked my amniotic fluid and all that kind of stuff, and she said last week at 37 weeks that my baby was weighing 7.5 pounds, about 7.5 pounds. And so I was like, wow, she's gonna be a big girl. About 7.5 pounds, guys, at 37 weeks. Yeah, and according to Baby Center, she should be 6 1/3. So yeah, big baby. So anyway, I went to the hospital right away, and got hooked up to the monitors, and you know, they just monitored the baby for a couple of hours. And it turns out that everything was okay. When I actually got there, you know, her heart rate kept fluctuating. It kind of stayed like within the 120 range, which was kind of weird. But they said that typically babies' heart rates can range anywhere from 110 to 160 or whatever, and they're okay. So if they go anything below like 110, then that's when they, you know, that's when they have to do something or whatever. So my baby stayed at like 120, 130. It fluctuated up a little bit, but it typically stayed at like 120, 125 or something like that. So anyway, but the main thing they wanted to check was to make sure that when she moved, her heart rate increased, and it did. So everything was a-okay after that. They sent me home. They didn't have to take baby girl. And it's all good. So, you know, just afterwards, they just told me to really count her kicks. She should be kicking 10 times in an hour. And so I've been doing that every day, several hours a day. And she has been moving, you know, a lot. So that's another good thing. So that's what happened in week 37. Let me quickly go to week 38 because I'm already at 9 minutes. Okay, so wait, let me see if I finished. Yeah. Okay, so week 38, let's talk about, let me see, did I miss anything? Oh, also last week, before week 37, last week, I went to interview and tour 3 childcare centers. Okay, I hate doing this. Really, because just the thought of me, you know, dropping my child off at a childcare center is just unnerving, you know? But it's something that I have to do. I work, so it's something that I have to do. So I went to 3 child care centers, and out of those 3, I like 2 of them. I really like 2 of them a lot. And so I went, let me see. Anyway, that was all last week. Okay, so I like 2. I'm not finishing my search, but 2 that I really like. So me and Levy will just have to decide which one, you know, that we like together. So anyway, let me get to week 38. Okay, week 38, which is this week, according to Baby Center, the baby weighs 6.8 pounds, which we all know is off because last week my baby was weighing 7.5 pounds. So there is no telling what she is weighing now. But I know my stomach is getting further out there. So let me see. They say that she is about the length of a leek, which is, I think, another long leafy vegetable, right? So anyway, symptoms for me this week have been still indigestion. I get that a lot. And also pregnancy brain, sleeping is still kind of hard. Like when I try to turn over and stuff, it's pretty hard. So when I lay on my side, my left side, for a long period of time, my left leg gets sore, okay? And then I switch to the other side, and I lay on that side for a long period of time, and my right leg, it's right at my thigh, like right at my upper thigh, will get sore. And of course, I'm figuring it's just because all of that extra pressure, you know, all on one side. But, you know, I can only lay, there are only 3 ways I can lay. My right side, my left side, only 2 ways I can lay. My right side or my left side. Can't lay on your back, can't lay on your stomach, just those sides. So anyway, I still use the pillow in between my legs, you know, to act as a cushion, which still helps, but you know, it's just the sides of my thighs hurt if I'm on one side too long. So anyway, that's pretty much it as far as symptoms. I don't think there's anything else as far as symptoms. I'm walking okay. I haven't waddled, which is great. I have gotten swollen just a tad bit in my fingers, which have been swollen since I got pregnant. So I'm figuring it's still water retention. My feet are not, well, they're just as swollen as they were when I first, my first trimester. So they haven't gotten any more swollen, which is a good thing. So everything is really good. It's, I'm still getting around. People ask me, well, when are you due? And I'm like, March the 3rd or whatever, and next week. And they're like, oh my gosh, you look like, what did I say? It's you're small and, you don't look like you're due next week or whatever. And then I get some people that say, wow, you're ready to drop a load or whatever. So anyway, going back to my doctor's appointment really quick. No, that's week 38. Okay, let me jump into week 38 because I'm at 13 minutes. Okay, so 38, we talked about the baby, we talked about the symptoms. Okay, I had a doctor's appointment on Wednesday. Yesterday. What is today? Thursday? Yeah, I had a doctor's appointment yesterday. And so they did another sonogram because they wanted to check the baby's movements again. And basically she was doing kind of the same thing in the doctor's office that she did last week. She wasn't really moving too much. And so my doctor was like, I think the problem is she doesn't like it when you lay on your back because, she doesn't move as much. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense, because when I'm in the doctor's office and even when I did my 3D pictures, I did do 3D pictures. I didn't post them up though. Sorry guys. But even when I did my 3D pictures, she didn't move as much. But when I sit up, or at an angle, then she moves like all the time. So that's probably what it is. She just doesn't like it when I'm on my back. So anyway, the sonogram looked good. When she moved, her heart rate increased, which is what they were looking for. So that was good. Let's see, what else did they do? Oh, I'm just forgetting a lot of stuff. She's checked my fundal height. She said that was good. She checked my cervix, and my cervix had thinned, and as of now, or as of yesterday, I'm 1 centimeter dilated. Yay, 1 centimeter. And so she said that she went ahead and penciled in an induction date, because now they're saying that my due date is March the 3rd or March the 4th. The last 2 sonograms still measure my baby at March the 3rd or March the 4th. And I had told you guys before that my baby was due March the 10th. But March the 10th is the date of my last menstrual cycle. And so typically they don't go by that, because, you know, there still could be some inaccuracies with that, which is true, because I mean, I could have been wrong with when my last menstrual cycle was. But anyway, she said they typically go by the sonogram dates. So that's the 3rd and the 4th. So she said that baby girl may be here, you know, sometime next week. Next week. So we'll just have to see. I'm 1 centimeter dilated. I could stay that way for a long time. I don't know. But she said that she went ahead and penciled in an induction for me for the eve of March the 5th. So, you know, hopefully she'll come by then. Or before then, or whatever. I don't know. We'll just have to see. I'll keep going to the doctor, you know, or go to the doctor next week and see if I have dilated anymore, and we'll just see what they say. You know, things change daily, weekly, whatever. So, but let me tell you, I have been feeling some pressure and some different kind of sensations, especially when I'm laying down to go to sleep, which is kind of weird. So I guess that's, you know, just body going through changes and getting ready for her to come. And I guess that's just my cervix just, you know, softening some more and opening up. I don't know. But it's just kind of just like a little pressure. I can't really explain what it is. Just pressure and little sensations down in my pelvis area. I guess it's her head trying to burrow down in the pelvic area, you know, get down in there. So I don't know. But she is head down according to the sonogram. Yay. So prayerfully, you know, whenever she does come, I will have a wonderful, fantastic, not a nightmare birth story. Okay, let's see. What else? Oh, and my doctor also told me, you know, the things to look for. She said that if my water breaks, then, you know, if there's a trickle, if there's a gush, then definitely call them. She said that she's not as concerned about the mucus plug coming out. She said if I do see a bloody discharge along with like mucus, she said that, you know, it's okay. I don't have to call. She said I don't have to call because even what I've read and researched, the mucus plug can regenerate itself like a few times or whatever. So they're not really concerned about that. But she did say that if I start bleeding and it's starts oh gosh, I can't think. If I bleed red blood and it's continuous or whatever, then that's when I need to call as well. So if I have red blood and if my water breaks, and of course the 5-1-1 rule with the contractions, if I have contractions every actually 5 to 7 minutes lasting 1 minute for an hour, then I need to get my behind to the hospital. So all that I will monitor, or we will monitor, and yeah. So if it looks like baby girl will be here next week. So I'm excited, trying to finish up some work. My boss, if he ever sees this video, my boss gave me this project, and it's like, why did you give me this? So that I could stress about this before I had my baby. Anyway, so I'm still working on projects. Thankfully, I'm still working. But anyway, I'm trying to get things done as quickly as possible, just so that I won't have to be stressing, you know, so much before I go into labor, because it could happen at any time. So anyway, I'm going to make another video, and I'll tonight, and I'll post it because I have my baby bag complete, and I have my hospital bag complete as well. So I'm gonna post those and let y'all see what's in those bags. And also another thing I did this week, I visited one more daycare this week, so I think that makes 4 total. And yeah, I just chose 2, so we'll decide between those 2 and go from there. So it's been 20 minutes, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Well, I'm gonna let you see my belly first and let you go. So here we go. So here she is from the front. Here she is from the side. Clothes on. And here she is from the other side. She just always looks so much pokier on this side for some reason. Okay. So here's my belly from the front. Here she is on the side. And on the other side. And I'm really, really all belly, guys. Look at that. So, last time I measured, I don't know, was I 41, I think? And this week I am 41 and a half. 41 and a half. So that's good. Also, another thing I wanted to mention, at this week's doctor's appointment, I actually lost a pound. Lost 1 pound. Yay! Because a few weeks ago, I had gained 6. And then last week, I gained 1. So this week, I lost 1, which is great. So, okay, that's it, guys. I will let you guys go, and I'll get another video in of my baby bags and hospital bags. So take care and have a great night. Bye-bye.